Righty-ho. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Airbus A320. We're flying Polar Bear to Papa Foxtrot from La Rochelle in France to Farnborough in England. More of a private route. Getting a bit bored of the major airports, you know, it's always fun to fly somewhere different. We just finished boarding, so beacon lights going on. We're going to start up our APU, so start a switch, then we do these two, and then that should now be available. So once that's started up, we'll get the engine started and taxiing out. Yeah, I just need to go and sort some food actually. So, yeah, we'll be taxiing runway 27, that's our departure runway today with the given wind. And actually we just need to finalise our takeoff calculation. So wind-wise, 260 degrees 9 knots, cav OK, and we've got 17 degrees Celsius with 11 degrees dew point, so not too foggy. The QNH is 1014, no significant changes expected. Arriving to Farnborough, we're looking at about 2006 knots, variable visibility is quite okay. That means 10 kilometers or more. Few clouds at 2,600, and then temperature is 15, dew point's 10, and it's a QNH of 1008 today. So that looks reasonable. The mass and balance is completed. We're just going to take these figures here and plug them into the FMC. So 58.1 and 30.1 needs to go in here. So 58.1 slash 30.1. Insert into the weight, and we're going to do the fuel planning there. So we've got 6,030 kilograms on board. So that should come through blue and confirm. Okay, so we're going to be leaving about 2,000 kilograms of reserve fuel and holding fuel, which is plenty. IRS is all set up, so this is all good now. Performance wise, we've got our initial calculations, just need to finalise those with the FMC, so sync the load, final load sheet, sync the weather and calculate that. Okay, so we've got 133, 140, 140, so I'm actually going to have a lower V1. That's because we've got a bit more weight, so a bit more momentum, takes us longer to stop. And the trim setting is now up at 0. There we go. Transition is 5,000. So departure wise, we'll be flying straight ahead out of runway 27, overflying slightly close to the Ile de Ré. We might just turn right at Saint Martin de Ré. And then we'll be continuing on northwards towards Farnborough. Airspace wise, we've got a few controllers online, so we're looking at the moment probably, well, here we go. We've got London, Paris, that's it. London and Paris are online. Not too difficult then. Harry said he's going to be online until he is angry, so that's a good sign. We'll see what that means when we get there. So yeah, we've got an APU available now, so we can turn off our external power. Let's get all the ground equipment away. Ground services, there we go, chocks and cones and GPU away. And let's start engine start, so engine to ignition and ignition on 2. Okay, got the beacon on, so that's okay. We're just observing now N2 rising. Exhaust gas temperature also rising. Status looks okay. We've got the normal messages. 20% we've got fuel flow. That's good. Company message, I'm just going to quickly check that there. No, that's in the MCDU menu. ATSU, AOC, received. It's going to be the load sheets. Accept, return, and accept, return. N2 is now 45% starting engine 1. Departure today, we're looking at flaps 1 by the sounds of it. Yep, so I'm going to set that now, flaps 1, since we're going to have power to the hydraulic systems up here. Engine 2 is now spooling up, we've got 20%, and the fuel flow. Grand. Engines seem good. I'm just going to turn on these little computers just in case we do end up using a PDC. Width-wise, it's moving slowly towards the coastline, so I was coming in over the sea and that moved in. We could actually use the new mod I found, which is kinetic, I think it's kinetic assist, which gives us thermals basically. It's great for glider flying. The QNH is actually 1.14, so I'm going to set that now. Okay, both engines are online and we're just waiting for available on the left. Sounds much better when you got that. Let me actually just let's use FS Realistic, just because, you know. Okay, there's engine 2 available. We can turn off APU and bleed. Going on with anything rated up here, doesn't look like it. Just taxi lights on and runway turn off lights on, and I'm going to turn this no smoking sign to fixed on, just need to be auto. Okay, parking brake still set. Let's arm the spoilers, set this to ignition. Pitch is staying as up, auto brake to maximum, flight control check, right up, centre, left up, centre, ailerons, elevators even, not flying a delta winged, and those up there, all centred. Okay, rudder, left rudder, centre, right rudder, centre. Okay, good to go. Flight controls check, parking brake released, and let's start rolling. GCS auto, multi-scans on, and system 2. Just needs a bit of oomph to get it rolling. Set that to on, and dim the lights here. Okay, dim down. So it's a backtrack runway, so we'll need to announce our intentions on Unicom. Just close the window up. Okay, let's give it a bit more oomph. Landing lights to off. This is coming off slowly. We've got strobe lights to auto. Activate the transponder entering active runway. I'm just going to briefly hold short hit. Right side clear. Left side clear, entering runway La Rochelle traffic. Parallel bear 2 Papa Foxtrot lining up runway 27. Test is normal. I'm going to take full length. It's only 2.2 kilometers long, so it's a little bit longer than Innsbruck, but that's including a long displaced threshold, which is this yellow markings here. So we go all the way down the end. We're on the runway now, so landing lights on, takeoff and strobes. I'm just going to turn off PAX 1 and PAX 2. I'm going to ask why the heck is my frames per second so low. "24 frames per second. I'm not even in a photogrammetry area. That's depressing. Yeah, you got the windsock there. I'm actually flying a Starflyer livery from Japan, but it's just a nice one to use as a kind of private Airbus. You can call it Polar Bear in that case, and it's much more fun. Okay, we'll take it wide and then spin it round. Okay, here we go, and go, go, go. Okay, we're lined up. Brakes, set, brakes check 2. Runway 27 identified using the heading bug. We've got climb and nav armed. Set 50% N1. Engine builds normal. Release and flex. Rudder. Airspeed's building, engine's green. Entering the runway now, 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Put the older ray up ahead. Okay, that's a positive climb, gear up. Actually gonna do heading mode. No, we're not doing lever climb yet. We'll engage this lever climb now. I'm going to fly on the heading so we can just see a little bit of Ilda Ray. That's Ilda Ray ahead of us. Got the long bridge. And then the island itself. St. Martin Ray. Or La Flotte. That's La Flotte. That's St. Martin Ray. Okay, let's go to a nav setting. Probably about 360 degrees now. Flaps up. And we'll set a higher altitude. So cruising at 340 today. So I'll just leave that to go up there. It is night time, which is lovely. Back 1 and 2 are off. We need to turn those back on. There we go. Climbing nicely, and nav. QNH open standard on both sides, checked. On open climb, I'm going to actually engage a standard climb. And we can turn down the screens of it because it's night time. Okay, landing lights off, passing 9,000 feet, pretty much about 10,000 mark. And yours. I'll just leave it to cruise now. We might get a bump from Paris control, not sure yet though. Okay, accelerating up looks nice and smooth, so we'll turn on the seatbelt signs for that. Okay, time to get some food. So, I've got my Thai curry with a bowl of rice and some sweet chilli sauce. Yum. Yeah, just cruising our way up to flight level 340. You can see the blue marker there is going to be where we're reaching it. A lovely evening. We've still got the sun setting over in the west. Where are we? Well, that's a good question. And typically what we would do is what's called a field check. I mean, we don't actually call it that in civilian aviation, but it's what they call it in the military, and it works really well. It's fuel, engine, electronics, and location. It's just something that you do every kind of 10 minutes, really. You make sure that nothing's weird. So, fuel-wise, if we just click the fuel tab, we'll see if anything's weird. We can see 4790 on board, so we've used up about 2 tons of fuel, 1.5 tons of fuel to this point. We've got an equal amount in both tanks, and the fuel flow is about 68 kilograms per minute. That's because we're still in a climb phase, and once we cruise that should reduce slightly. Okay, so fuel's okay. Engines, we have all temperatures and pressures are normal and in the green. Electronics, we have green on both generators, both transformers, and all of the batteries are also green. The last thing then is location. So if I just pop up airport here, we can see we're just coming up onto LFRN, Lima Foxtrot Romeo November. And if we have a look here, where might that be? That looks like it's on Rennes. So yeah, we're coming up on Rennes, which is fine. And we've obviously got a bit of lag because I'm flying this on a stream and I don't usually do that, so this is probably why it's quite slow compared to usual. I'm hoping that's the reason. There hasn't been some random performance problem that's just appearing. I've just switched over to CPU rendering. That might help slightly. The VOR has just changed over now. So basically the aircraft sort of updates itself, so you can see now we're tuned to the Rennes VOR 109.25, which is directly ahead. And if we put VOR DME up there, we can see Rennes is highlighted in blue, and that's basically saying we're using that as a fix to update our navigation system from. We'll keep that in airport mode for now. We're about to reach the equitime point, and we'll just continue climbing to cruise. Lovely. The in-flight services have commenced. Right. I think that's just cruising now. We're a bit ahead of Rennes, you can see the VOR is now pointing behind us, 10.5 miles overhead. Gone past. We're not going to get any contact with Paris Control because we're not going to enter his airspace. The fear boundary is a little bit over to the east. It's kind of more near Le Mans. That's if I put the High Airways map on here, that's basically the fear boundary. LFFF and LFBB would be Bordeaux, and we're currently actually flying from Brescia. So we're going to be going directly to London Control. Now I hope Harry's still online, and I'm going to bug him and say, hello, please, SRA approach, thank. For anyone who doesn't know, an SRA approach is insanity for a controller. And he will definitely say no, but I will ask anyway, for the cheek of it. Well, that's Fleet, isn't it? Where's Farnborough? Anyway, we'll be flying over Guildford, really, and then looping back around. We've got a nice 72 knot tailwind, that's what I like to see, so that's giving us a nice ground speed of 520 knots. There's not really much to talk about when you do long commercial flights, though, to be honest. I prefer the short ones, the hops, like the Kathmandu and so on. One thing that we do need to do is just check our FIR boundaries. So I'll put this onto High Airways and we'll see that we're going to have a point where there is a boundary. So you can see that that is here. So if we just zoom in on that point, we can see that we actually need to report Farnborough. So Farnborough will be our crossing point. That's when we're crossing into the UK's airspace. That's here. So we've got about 60 miles to go until then. Destination data then. Next phase, next phase. Okay, let's just get it from this meta, because this meta is the same meta that will be provided. Yeah, so we're airborne. We departed at 2020 Zulu, and we're going to arrive at about 2023. No, 21:58. So that's not another hour. No, we're going to get there at 35. Oh, that's still, yeah, 40 minutes. Seems reasonable. Okay, 2006, and we have 15 and 10. And the QNH is 1008. Minimums, we'll probably set 200 radio. We'll leave the wind there because we've got this GS mini feature, which is why the airspeed keeps going a little bit higher than normal whilst you're on final approach, especially during windy conditions. It appears I have a viewer. Yeah, so there's Farnborough just coming in on the display. I actually set a progress fix for that. Farnborough. Harry puts me in a good mood when we get there. You'll know my call sign. You'll be like, ah, polar bear, or polar bar, like he said last time, which was extremely funny. I'm also confused with how long it's taking me to fly this, because my ETA is saying 21:58. My scheduled time of arrival is 21:35. This is Zulu time, so minus an hour from the UK time. And I've got a 72 knot tailwind, so why should I be late by 20 minutes, especially when I departed early? Oh, I was 3 minutes late. 3 minutes late off the ground does not mean 20 minutes late in the air. So we'll be arriving well before that estimated arrival time, but we will probably have to annoyingly file a report to tell our operator, Polar Bear Airlines, the very serious airline, that we're a bit late. Oh, we didn't run the stop clock. There we go, start it now. I'm going to assume auto brake medium because Farnborough has an extremely long displaced threshold, so We won't actually be landing at the beginning of the nice long runway, we'll be landing somewhere halfway down the thing. No, there's some weird insect on my desk that is not welcome here. So it shall go into a flask. And then it shall be displaced out of the window. Nice! I wonder who's watching this then. Always curious. Oh, Luca. Is this GTA 5? No, it's not GTA 5. I've even got some comments. Mental. No, it's not GTA 5. Hello people who are watching. It's probably the first time I've actually had people watching a stream of mine. I'm famous! Right, anyway. KK. Yeah, right, we've got a descent point starting here, so I'm going to switch over to constraint mode here. We've programmed, I believe, the cafe to something arrival, yeah? Yeah, let's just... No, we haven't programmed anything yet. Let's do that now. Arrival, we're going to assume ILS24. Let's take the Zulu approach. And it's the cafe arrival, cafe 1 Victor. And we'll insert that there now, and that's going to shift our... No? Made it sooner. Right, okay, so we've got some constraints to follow. But anyway, looking at this, we've got about 6 miles to our top of descent, so I'm going to start the descent. As we just come over Le Havre now. That's the, I think, Jersey actually. Jersey or Guernsey, I think. One of them. I don't actually know. Well, you know, there's always a good way to find out. We use a map. La da da da. Where's the map? That's the map. Funnily enough, the one that looks like a map. Snap to position. Yeah, so Jersey on the left and Guernsey up ahead. So that's Guernsey and that's Jersey. So if we had a problem right now, we could just do a left spiralling turn towards Jersey and make a landing there. Hello, Samuel. I'm not very good at seeing the comments on this, because I don't get like a live ping up or something like that yet. Haven't quite figured out my life with this whole thing. Okay, continue the descent down. We're just intercepting the profile now at this point. Dink. We're inbound Rev 2, and I'm going to buzz London Control and estimating Bolro. Let's check he's online. Lon S Centre, Lon C Centre is also online. We've got ATIS for LF as well. KKCC, London Tower, Gatwick, Jersey and Manchester all online. But I'm going to tune the ATIS to COM2, so .com2 is going to go to 128.4. And hopefully that will start receiving ATIS at some point.
Farnborough Airport,
oh, it's a lady voice.
2020, automatic, runway in use 24. Transition level, flight level 75. Surface wind 190 degrees, 8 knots. Visibility 0 kilometers or more. Clouds scattered 2,400 feet. Temperature +15. Dew point +10. QNH 1008. Departing aircraft make initial contact with London Control 129.425. Acknowledge receipt of information Delta and advise aircraft type on first contact.
Oh, he's already buzzed me. Okay.
This is Farnborough Airport information Delta at time 2020. Automatic, runway in use 24. Transition level, flight level 75. Surface wind 190 degrees, 8 knots. Visibility 0 kilometers or more. Clouds scattered 2,400 feet. Temperature +15. Dew point.
So here we go, contact.
Route direct, Kilo Oscar Kilo.
Hello.
Lufthansa 6 Papa Golf. Shuttle 258 Mike, fly heading 040 degrees.
Most pro sounding controller on this platform, I think.
Thunder 9 Tango Echo, contact London on 127.1, goodbye.
Alright, let's hope we can get word in. London Control, good afternoon. Polar Bear to Papa Foxtrot.
Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot, hello, Squawk 4033, it's Cassie 1 Victor for Farnborough.
Squawk 4033, Cafe 1 Victor, Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot. And I said good afternoon, I did of course mean good evening, good night. But you know, we don't get ourselves bogged down in those things, because I've done that once on a live frequency and it was hilarious. I think I spent I spent a good minute changing my mind. I just gave up and said, Innsbruck Tower is me. Give me clearance, please. That's not what you want to do. Innsbruck Tower, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, I don't know.
Easy 1324, descend flight level 90.
Down to 90 for easy 1324.
Easy 73 Kilo Hotel, London, Roger. Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot, descend flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot.
Lufthansa 919, monitor Unicom now, have a good flight.
Over to Unicom, excellent job. Lufthansa 901.
Oh, they're so nice to each other.
Kilo, hello, fly heading 240 degrees and descend flight level 80.
That's a Lufthansa pilot thing, they always put their call sign first, despite the fact that that's not standard ICAO phraseology. So that is realistic. Oh no, you're talking over each other. Too long.
Sorry, stand by please, DC25
Yes, stand by please.
Right, heading 235,
Exactly.
and cleared the ILS runway 27 left.
Heathrow? EasyJet at Heathrow, come on.
London, good evening, Shuttle 24 Hotel 280 knots.
Very pro.
Shuttle 24 Hotel, hello, Rochelle.
I like that.
Break Siberia 6115, you should be with London on 127.1.
Off you go, Siberia. Or acknowledge that would be good too.
London, hello, climb now, flight level 80.
Now there's every possibility that the pilots transmitting are not audible by me, and that is very realistic.
Skyway 7408, route directed to
In reality, you'll only hear aircraft transmitting within range of your own receiver, whereas the controller may have a few radio stations that receive on his frequency. So yeah,
Sorry, could you repeat that?
quite good. Okay, that's dinner finished.
Descend flight level 100, there is no speed.
100 by 30,
JetBlue 44, climb flight level 300.
Just climbing flight level 300 now.
Air France 58 X-ray November, when ready, descend flight level 150.
When ready, descend flight level 150, Air France 58 X-ray November.
Yeah. It's a 5-minute delay, means that if I told you I'm finishing my dinner, you would have got it in about 5 minutes time. Yes, it stopped, because I stopped eating.
1067.
We're clear down to 110. We got a company message. This was the inevitable.
Direct, well in.
Atsu, AOC, received. Polar Bear Ops. It's the Ops team. Send a delay for 3 minutes. See the card for a reason. So what was our reason for our delay? Can anyone come up with that?
566, contact London on 127.1. Easy 566, contact London.
Okay, ADC for 3 minutes. Okay, AOC, we're going to ADC delay. We type in 3 minutes. Dunk.
566, contact London on 127.1.
And delay code. Why were we late? Well, we changed our departure time to about 5 minutes earlier than normal.
Easy 566.
And then we didn't make that. Easy 566 has died. He's been hijacked. We don't know. Anything could happen. Oh, he's got a loss of comms.
25 Charlie, contact tower.
That is realistic. He could have had a loss of comms. Apparently another thing that's quite common is pilots aren't paying attention when they get a handoff, and then never contact the next station, and then they get intercepted and they've got to explain why. Could be quite funny actually. You know, if you're having a nice natter away with your co-pilot and then you don't hear a transmission. What was wrong? So, startup delay? No, that wasn't it. Departure runway didn't change. Pushback crew? Well, we didn't push back, so that's nonsense. Steps? Not really. So it's not a ground delay. Was it engineering? No. About ground equipment. None of those. Oh, was the stairs broken maybe? Incorrect departure time. Delay, self-manoeuvring stand. Ah, we say OSM, self-manoeuvring stand. We had to manoeuvre ourselves. OSM. Oscar Sierra Mike. Send. Please accept my apologies for the delay. Oh, look at the Isle of Wight in front of us there.
Thank you. Midland 46 Lima, Unicom now 1228.
What's with sheep now? Nom nom nom. Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
Thank you. Lufthansa 6 Papa Golf, you can climb on Unicom 1228.
I may ask him if he's angry yet. He has obviously got no capacity for a surveillance radar approach. So surveillance radar approach would be him basically giving me every half a mile information about altitudes, glide path information, and so on.
Flight level 330. I've got information hotel QNH 1008. Roger, with you in a moment, please. Brake, speedbird 4, descend
Yeah.
level 90.
See, everyone's getting annoying.
Concord 4. Shuttle 258 Mike, London now 12.
Playing with magnets now, that's what you can hear. I can't hear anything because he's so loud in my ears. I'm going to turn him down by it.
Speedbird 465.
Ah, that's much more comfortable.
1067.
Okay, 13,000 feet coming in over the Isle of Wight now. That Portsmouth up ahead here, and Southampton over here. So Isle of Wight wise, not really got many alternates. We do have Southampton Airport here, and we've got Shoreham somewhere over there towards Brighton. So there's our two possible diversions if something goes wrong, but I doubt it will. Let's just stick the airport node back on just so you can see that. So EGHI, and then there's EGKK, so we could also just go straight to Gatwick. That would also be probably no problem. Probably a big problem, but we don't mention the problems. Okay, we've got Absat, flight level 110, that was his plan. And then 250 knots. He knows I'm flying the Star, so it's okay. He knows that I'm probably arriving exactly when I should be. Okay, we've got another company message. It's all going crazy right now, isn't it? IOC, received messages, ops, received. Okay, they were happy with my excuse. Grand. They're never not happy though.
Good evening. Do you have a speed restriction?
Hey, firm, I was just about to call you. 280.
Fantastic. Lufthansa 105, good evening. Descend flight level 90 and fly heading 240 degrees.
Descend flight level 90 and heading 240 degrees, Lufthansa 105.
Speedbird 715, thank you. Your speed 180 knots and right heading 095.
Speed 180 and 095.
Now we're just descending our way down. Ooh, are we going to be able to see the Navy?
Speedbird 4, descend flight level
Alright, Gosport on the left.
Descend flight level 80 and request.
There's Gosport, and then we've got a boat.
Thank you.
And somewhere in here we should have HMS all of the ships.
Good night.
Might be the internet. My internet is looking okay, I'm still receiving everything fine.
Tango, further right heading 115.
Audio levels okay, not too loud on the controller or too quiet on me.
Lufthansa 105,
Just as a
descend
check.
flight level 80. It'll be a straight in for 27 left.
Flight level 80 and 27 left.
How long is this one for in the end? What do you mean? The actual flight?
73 Kilo Hotel,
Well, we've
flight
got
level
about
90,
20 minutes, I think.
50 nautical greater.
Given. There you go, I've got 210.
Shuttle 24 Hotel, descend flight level
Just listening for
120.
Polar Bear really.
120, Shuttle 24 Hotel.
Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot. Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot, we are doing a descend.
With you, passing for level 180, port for level 140, inbound Tabra.
EC76 Foxtrot Juliet, hello, route direct Lark.
Okay, so, well, the problem is HMS does not just... So we've got HMS Sultan somewhere over here, that is the engineering base of the Royal Navy. We've got the Spinnaker Tower. We have what looks like a submarine. I wonder if any of these are photogrammetry objects, because it is included, so it might well be possible that we can see some Navy battleships, and what I'll do for that actually is I'm going to make short daytime. Bit of daytime. There you go. Okay, so we've got HMS nothing. It's probably Evergreen, back from its trip to Suez Canal. Well, this photogrammetry is fantastic at loading, because if it was loaded, we'd actually see that no, HMS Illustrious is not there anymore. There would be a boat there otherwise. So yeah, that's gone. That's sad. And we've got HMS Daedalus Leon Solent over there. The beach. I think that's Hailing Island. Yeah. Ooh, can't divert there though. Brilliant area for sailing. Should we leave it as daytime, or what are people feeling like? Nighttime or daytime? Okay, we're just maintaining a speed restriction there. No visibility on the ships, unfortunately. So maybe get a mod which just puts the entire Royal Navy fleet in there. So now to rim up. And we're just descending onto that speed. There's no real rush for us to get down to 8-0. We've got a lot of time until that point.
Lufthansa 105, left turn, heading 230 degrees, and ascend 4,000 feet with the QNH 1009.
We're still flight level. He's only cleared us to 8-0, so that's going to be on the standard QNH here.
QNH 1009.
QNH 1009, Lufthansa 05.
Chill out your voice. 100 words per minute, no more. Probably not wise to do less either. Oh, he's doing a hold at begin. Well, that's because he's French. Air France. Les Air France must do a holding at the begin. That's why you fly to Farnborough, mate. With a private Airbus, because this is obviously something I will never afford to do in a million years. Ah, that one's closed. I remember that one. I think I have flown there once or twice while I was doing a good old jolly around the south of England. Somewhere near here is Goodwood. That's Goodwood, here's Chichester. I did a flight from Goodwood over towards Daedalus Leon Solent, and I looked at this one and I realised actually the runway is completely useless. That's Hailing Island, and listen to him. Paris Sauti. Good, it was funny.
Speed of 715 Tango, speed 160 to 4, contact the tower, 1185.
160 to 4, 1185,
Speedbird 4, fly heading 080 degrees.
080, Speedbird
I love how he's calling him Speedbird 4, and then Speedbird is determined to be called Speedbird Concorde. There we go, big left turn about to happen, we've got traffic. There we go, hello.
6,000 feet, QNH 1009.
6,000 feet, QNH 1009, Bella 2 Papa Foxtrot. Open. There we go, that's set there. Oh, I know who that is. That's London Controller, that's the other guy who streams. Misidentify Hauling Island. Yes, Hauling Island is the one I misidentified. Hailing Island is the further away one. Because it doesn't really look like an island, right? That's still connected to the land. This one's got more of a bridge. But they're slightly different, aren't they? Anyway, good sailing places there. Fairly sure, anyway. Okay, coming down to 6,000 feet now. Got 210 knots, because that's just the restriction, sadly. Very sad that we've got a restriction. We're expecting ILS, so I'm going to arm LS on both sides. Firebird. Ooh, I want that call sign. 86 Yankee Foxtrot, where are you? Where are you? 86 Yankee Foxtrot.
Easy 764 for Juliet.
London, hello, Easy 35 Lima Zulu, flight level 360 and bound to Ipcus.
Easy 35 Lima Zulu, hello, when you're ready, descend flight level 300.
86 Yankee Foxtrot, hello.
Left Lufthansa 05.
Lufthansa 105, thank you, speed 160 knots to 4 miles, contact the tower, 118.5.
480.
Speed 160 till 5 miles,
24 hotel. For
Flyer
Mike.
1901, report your speed to Gatwick on 126.8.
86 Yankee Foxtrot, that's it. CLU. Let me check that.
Speedbird 465.
Charlie
descend
Lima
flight level
uniform.
120.
Call sign.
Level 120, speedbird 465.
Cargo Logic Air, call
Easy
sign
1 kilo, descend
Firebird.
flight level 140.
That is cool.
140.
That is very cool.
Easy 18 kilo Papa.
Okay, it's getting a bit windy. Back to night time, I think. Since it's night time.
Descend 3000, QNH 10527 left, speedbird 4.
QNH 1009.
1009, speedbird 4.
Firebird 86 Yankee Fox.
Firebird.
Heading 10.
Cargo Logic, very cool. Okay, I'm going to fly for Cargo Logic just so I have the call sign Firebird.
Easy 18 kilo Papa.
That's
Route
very
to
cool.
Holly.
He's flying direct to Holly.
18 kilo Papa.
Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot, descend 4,000 feet. So Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot, descend 4,000 feet.
4,000 feet, Polar Bear 2 Papa Foxtrot.
Descend 661, hello, descend flight level 16.
Okay, let's do it on the thingy-mabob here. Probably at Evata, so there we go. Bang! Spot on, aim for that profile.
Union 2064, hello, climb flight level.
We're still using FS Realistic Pro, so we're going to get the nice touchdown effects. 24 knots wind at the moment, so it's a little bit wild, so to speak.
25, good night.
Forward to Gatwick 126.85.
Hey, what's this? Are we coming in over the French Champons? French Champons? No, that's not French Champons, that's just generic heathland. Ahead of us is French Champons, this is French and Great Pond and Little Pond. Which means that this is the A3 going towards Peter there. Hindhead Tunnel. Boom, the Devil's Punch Bowl here, going towards Guildford, which makes that Beacon Hill, which makes this a golf course, Beacon Hill golf course, and that's the French Champons indeed. Right, so we're in the right place. Visual. Let's make sure we can say that.
Speedbird 465 Mike, descend flight level 90, enter the hold of Ockham as published. It'll be less than 5 minute delay.
Nice, less than 5 minutes delay.
Flight level 90, hold at Ockham, speedbird 465 Mike.
Air France 58 X-ray November, descend flight level 80.
Night time.
Level 80,
Confirmed. Oh,
Easy 18 kilo Papa, descend
who's that?
flight level 90.
Well, there's Farnborough. You can see because of the blue lights of the taxi, you won't see the actual runway.
Easy 68, resume own navigation direct to Ford and descend flight level 140.
Navigation direct to Ford and...
Yes, I am obsessed with French Champons. It's just a really good visual fix for Farnborough, I think, actually. But yeah, it's just very pretty. It's also in Gladiator and Skyfall and many other films. Okay, we're at green dot speed now, so I'm going to set flaps 1, performance, activate approach phase, confirm. And let's ask for that visual approach. There's the runway, so if we make a visual approach, we can just bomb it in.
Speedbird 4, turn left, heading 290 degrees, cleared the ILS, 27 left.
Left 290 and cleared ILS 27 left, speedbird 4.
Polar Bear 2, Papa Foxtrot, we can take visual approach.
Polar Bear 2, Papa Foxtrot, thanks, you visual now.
AFM, Polar Bear 2, Papa Foxtrot.
Roger, cleared visual approach, runway 24.
Cleared visual approach 24, Polar Bear 2, Papa Foxtrot. Favourite, right, flaps 2, cleared the approach, that means we don't have any more things to do, autopilot off.
90814, London, Roger. Descend to 661,
Flaps 2,
pretty high there, so you're going to have
there's
to
the runway, so we'll start a descent now.
and descend flight level 1.
About 800 feet per minute, flight director's off.
Hold the timber, right and turn.
We are officially in the downwind leg. How short shall we make our final approach?
Air France
We could go wild and do like what I do at Innsbruck, but we're not a little plane. Yes, we're leaving the altitude, that is correct. Where's the button though? Oh, I can't see the button.
Kilo Papa, report your speed to Gatwick on 126.8.
That's the shush button. Okay, flaps 3, speed's checked. Auto brake's going to be medium checked and speed brakes aren't. Everything else fine.
Descend flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100, easy 66.
Firebird 86 Yankee Foxtrot, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots.
So we can take a shorter final if we put the gear down now.
Gear
down, flaps full.
Descending flight level 270, descending flight level 160 inbound Amsterdam.
Why are you giving me a warning?
Descend flight level 1.
Okay, starting a slight left turn, there's the runway.
Descend flight level 130.
Descending at a slightly high speed. Okay, we're already a bit low, let's turn around.
69, descend flight level 130.
Descend level 130, Asia.
There's the field in sight. We'll see the runway lighting once we're actually lined up. We've got Odium over there though.
Direct Trent.
You'll see it in about 3, 2, Odium!
Confirm direct Trent for Transit 131.
No, that wasn't for you. Air France 58 X-ray November, speed 180 knots or less, to descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1009.
180 knots or less, descend 3,000
Looking out the window here.
1009, Air France 58 X-ray
Can I
November.
turn this off?
4,000 feet, 4,000.
4,000 feet, Air France 58 X-ray November.
Firebird 86 Yankee Foxtrot, turn right.
Gears down, we're fully configured. 3 green signs, yes. Take your seats please, passengers. Or landing lights, they'd be good too.
Descend flight level 220.
Flight level 220.
Okay, there's landing lights. We can see the profiles just coming up now.
250 knots.
Turn left now.
190.
There's the runway lighting. We've got 1 red, 3 whites. Looking okay so far.
Easy 69, speed 250 knots.
Okay, we've just got the glide path on the ILS, just using that as an aid. Just reduce that descent rate now slightly. Coming in over Farnborough.
68, report your speed to Gatwick on 126.825. Good night.
Speed to Gatwick 126.825, easy 68, you have a good evening.
Air France 58 X-ray November, turn right, heading 085.
Right,
Just give them a mention.
Air France 58 X-ray November.
1,000.
Papa Foxtrot, runway 24, wind 180 at 6, you're clear to land.
Clear to land 24, Pelican 2 Foxtrot. There we go, he's on the ball, that one.
29 Lima.
Okay, there's the Pappy.
280 knots.
We can afford to be slightly lower. Because we've got a huge extended
29
threshold.
Lima, direct Holly, speed 300 knots.
Speed 300.
Speed 300 knots, just 2W.
It's a good speed.
Ryanair, correction, easy 76 Lima Hotel.
Still not finished with final approach.
250 knots, easy 76 Lima Hotel.
Speedbird 4, contact the tower, 118.5.
There we go, coming in nicely. We've got traffic ahead, crossing right to left. Looks like no factor, but we missed approaches anyway to the right.
2, sent to contact me, it's not me.
Okay.
Firebird 86 Yankee Foxtrot, when established localizer,
Just gonna get
27
the-
left, descend on the glide path.
When established, descent on the path to 27 left, Firebird 86 Yankee Foxtrot.
Easy 69, descend flight level 100.
Descend level 100, easy 69.
Yeah, left crosswind.
131, nothing further now. Over to Unicorn 122.
That's a very wobbly centre line marking there. Usually you've got lights in the middle too, but no lights today. So that's fine.
493, descend flight level 100.
Flight level 140,
30,
Seabird
20, restart.
465 Mike, fly heading 090 degrees.
Touchdown.
090, speed of 465 Mike.
There's the reverses.
Correction, Ryanair 7322, when ready, descend.
And there's the reverses. Finally doing what I told them to do.
230, Ryanair,
Manual braking.
X-ray November, turn right, heading 095.
095, Air France 58 X-ray November.
Because I touched the brakes when I landed with my rudder pedal feet.
Flight level
So they
90.
turned off the auto brakes, which was no good.
Descending, flight level 9.
No good.
Easy 1854, fly heading 045.
That wide enough? It'll have to be wide enough.
045 for United Headphones.
Easy 69, report speed to Gatwick on
And we'll
126.
taxi up to the right now.
Good night.
A humongous control tower at Farnborough, which is obviously not real. Although the new one is pretty cool.
Descend flight level 110.
Laps up. Landing lights off. No, I want to keep my runway lights on.
35 Lima Zulu, further descent, Unicorn
Strobe lights
122
off.
decimal 8. Good night.
And master switch.
Unicorn
AP
40,
bleed.
Good night.
And start.
Speed 160. Firebird 86 Yankee Foxtrot, speed 160.
So what was that landing rate? 234 minute, 1.04, 1.03 G. So yeah, medium. Bit hard. Actually, FS Realistic gave a good indication there with the amount of camera shake on landing. It wasn't actually too crazy. And 1.03 Gs is just a slight impact above normal. So acceptable, I will say.
Flight level 130.
So just taxiing into some hangar position.
Speedbird 465 Mike, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1009.
Is there any ground chance for Farnborough? Farnborough, our alternate today would have been Heathrow, but that was a very busy place, so we didn't do that.
London, good evening.
Ground
EC985 Echo on the land
Airport.
6,600.
Easy 985 Echo, hello. Climb now, flight level 190.
So we're going to take
Flight
Hotel
193, EC 985 Echo.
Hotel 3 is just next to here, that's a standard number for us today.
Ryanair 6 Kilo Hotel, London, Roger. Easy 809 Foxtrot.
I have received your transmission and will action it
With
shortly.
you at flight level 150, speed 280 knots. Fantastic, thank you. Shuttle 29 Lima, speed 220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Shuttle 29 Lima.
Air France 58 X-ray November, when established.
Okay, and let's spin it around.
Descend with the glide.
When established,
Left side's
localizer
looking clear.
27 left, descend on the glide at 5 extra November.
Easy 33 Alpha Lima, London, good evening, Roger. Firebird 86
Set,
Yankee Foxtrot, contact
okay.
tower 118.5.
Parking brakes on.
118.5 for bye.
APU available.
Confirm
Engines
flight level
off, 1 and 2 shut down.
That's correct.
I shall not be initialising the
29
wings.
Lima, report your speed to Gatwick on
Taxi back to the
126
stand, he's too
decimal
busy, he doesn't need to give us any of that
Speed
nonsense.
to Gatwick, 126825, Shuttle 29 Lima.
Chocks, cones,
Ryanair
GPU, forward stairs, aft
814, descend
stairs.
flight level 130.
Opens the doors and leave the seatbelt sign on for half an hour. Now you get out of the plane. Get out of my plane.
Lufthansa 661.
And we can turn off the beacon.
Confirm you are in the hold at Timber there.
And we can turn off these lights too.
Confirming still in the hold. Coming
Lovely.
back up winds now.
Good luck getting your way to the terminal.
Fantastic. Now,
Nice and dark, isn't it?
Stayed online after they closed.
Harris stayed